Stacy here with Bluebird Paper and Thread. Thank you for joining me today. Today is Saturday, June 29th. Where did June go? I don't know. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My channel is on my hobbies, which are cross stitching, a little bit of sewing, hopefully a little bit of quilting one day. Also, paper crafting. I like to make gift cards, gift card holders, treat boxes, tags, that kind of a thing. I have Gunner in here with me. So far, he's being a very good boy. So we'll see how that works out. My daughter was just playing with him, so hopefully he's tuckered out enough that he'll just be mellow and take a nap. This week, we got a clean bill of health for the puppy. The next shot, I think the last shot for him will be in a couple of weeks, on the 13th or something. And he's a whole 6 pounds. So I have an almost 100-pound puppy, and my daughter has a 6-pound puppy. So this weekend we got the okay to start to introduce them. And so that's what we'll do. We'll work on that. We're going to start in the front yard and make sure that they're real comfortable before we move to the backyard. Gunner will be leashed. We'll do it the right way. I think it will be okay. Gunner just needs to be calm and understand that he's very, very big. And sometimes I don't know that he really realizes how big he is. My daughter sat down on my floor out here, and he came and sat on her and took up almost her whole lap. So, well, he was kind of like half on her. He didn't quite get his full body on her, but yeah, I don't know that he really realizes that he's not 6 pounds and this big. So today I did something a little unusual for me. One of my son's friends who I ran a campfire group for both my daughter and my son. So this young man was part of our, we met in soccer, and then he joined the campfire group that I ran, and they're all grown up now, of course, that, because my son is 22, and he just graduated this May from a school back in New York, for art, graphic design, that kind of a thing. And he had his first solo art show, and he invited us. So I went to represent, and had a lovely time, and I'm so glad that I got to do that. I saw a lot of friends that I haven't seen in a while, and I was only there for a short period of time, but his artwork is lovely. I wound up buying some stickers and a couple of thank you cards that he hand painted and hand created. So that was fun. Just a really nice way just to get out of the house and spend a little bit of time. So that was good. I'm glad that I went, and I know that he appreciated it. So that was fun. My boss retired. Yesterday was her last day. So I'm going to go into work. My boss will be there because we're sending off our counselors in training, and she likes to see them off. So she'll be there. But we will also have our new executive director stepping in, and it's going to be very different. I like her a lot. I think she's going to bring a lot to the table. It's just going to be weird. You have that person there for 24 years, and she's now not going to be at the helm. It's just going to be an adjustment, and it's going to be a little odd, I think, but it'll be good. I've been in meetings with this new director. Sorry, I think my allergies are acting up. I'm starting to get a little watery eye. But I've been in meetings with her once a week for half a day for the last month, and I really do like her. So it'll be good. Stitching. I did get a lot of stitching done. I got a lot of stitching done on Thursday night because I stayed the night as the full-time staff person out at our day camp overnight for our club program. So I was up until 4:45, and then I woke up at 5:30, like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm like, no, 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 no. Try to go back to sleep. I dozed until 6, and then I thought, get up, go inside. But I was able to stitch. I stitched from 8 in the evening until about 4 in the morning to keep me occupied and busy. And I did really well until about 4 o'clock, when I literally, I'm pretty sure my eyes were open and I was staring at things, but my mind was dreaming. It was the weirdest sensation. I pulled out the stitching and I looked at it when I got home later that day and yesterday, and I'm like, oh good, I don't have to tear everything out that I did. So I didn't get my piece finished like I wanted to, but I think a couple more stitchy sessions and it'll be done. And it's the monthly weigh-in May that I did, so I'll show you that. Everything else I worked a little bit on here and there. I worked a little bit yesterday because I was at the going away party for my boss yesterday right after work. So I got started about the same time, but I came home and I napped and I went to go buy her gift, and then I had to start, I booked our flights for our vacation, and I had, other things that I had to do. So I was not stitching in the afternoon like I thought I would be, but I got some done yesterday anyway. So I have a new Friday focus, and we'll do that. Sorry, my screen door is open because if I close it, it's one of those retractable screen doors. Thunder doesn't like it, and he tries to go under it and he will ruin it, and it's like a $250 door that I don't want to have to replace. So if you see me batting bugs, that's why. If he starts misbehaving and I have to put him up, I will close the screen. Anyways, let's get started on my stitching. I decided to make my Sunday focus the stitch along with Teresa Kogut and her Patreon group. Tier 4, she's doing a mystery sal, and I'm already a month and a half behind, but I think if I focus on this on Sundays, I can get caught up pretty quickly. I don't know that I'll be caught up by the 15th, but I guess it's possible. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, so this is a mystery sal. I'm stitching it on the called for 40 count Up in the Attic by Fox and Rabbit, and this is where I'm at. This is going to be long and narrow. I was struggling with this blue house, and it's not lining up. You can see that the chimney is detached from the house. I think I have a fix for that. I don't understand where I went wrong. Perhaps I started the roof over one too far. I don't know. I will fix it. But I was getting so frustrated that I dropped down to start on the red barn below it. So that's where I'm at. I was able to, I did the roof and the roof of the cupola. I had to tear out some of the blue, and I started working on the roof, and I brought this road down as far as I could go without having to add the floss again. But this is where I'm at. I was struggling a little bit because in her releases, where she's cut the chart off is not lining up to the chart before. So I think that's been part of my problem. I just decided that I'm going to have to just tape the chart together and deal with it. I'm using all the called for DMCs. She has gone through and replaced some of the DMCs with over dyed I decided I'm not going to do over dyed. I'm going to keep it with the DMCs. I've already got it kitted, ready to go. So that's what I'm going to do. If you want to stitch this now, you certainly can. You go to her Patreon page and you sign up. I believe it's $20 for the tier 4, and then you would have to pay $1 to buy the previous month. So we're only at month 6. So for $6 you could get, actually this month is month 6, so it would be $5 to get the previous 5 months in charts, and then you would have the beginning of it, and you could start it and do just fine with it. So I'm still going to focus on that one on Sundays, I think. At least part of Sunday, if not the whole time. I'm doing a little more work on Dreaming of Poppies. I'm in this section here, like right here. I'm stitching this one on 32 count Winter Moon linen by Zweigart. And here's the whole piece so far. And here's where I'm at. So I added the word poppies, and I added these 2 motifs and these 2 words of poppies. I finished these and I started working on that, and I finished filling in this poppy here. I love stitching on this one. I love the color palette. I mean, look at this palette. It's so bright and beautiful, just like the poppies are. I'm seeing this in a black frame when it's done. So I'm enjoying that. I'm trying to divvy up my time. I've got a lot of different types of projects, so I'm trying to divvy up my time on the bigger ones, but I get stuck because I see this in my whip basket, and I see the colors. I'm like, ooh, yes. And I mean, clearly, I go for the bright colors this time of year. So, it's hard to switch to something else. Excuse me. Put some time in on Love One Another. This was my anniversary start for last year, and I thought I didn't think it was going to take a long time to stitch, but these flowers are very intricate. It only looks like there's 2 colors, but the way that they're designed, it's a lot. I really have to focus and pay attention. I am using the called for colors. I was not sure about this purple color because it's often paired with this color here, but you know, it's turning out to be okay. I am stitching this on Colonial Parchment 40 count linen by Fabrics by Stephanie, and it's a nice big piece. I'm really happy with it. It's got kind of a pink undertone with some brown mottles, peachy pink, although it's looking rather brown here. That's where I'm at. So I had started working on the orange color in through here, that hot pink, and then I kind of got stuck and I was having a hard time reading the chart. So then I decided we'll go in with the lavender and fill in, and that got me back on track. So that's where I'm at with this one. I'm loving the colors. They really are pop. I mean, I love the colors anyways, but they are kind of popping off of this fabric really nicely. So I'm very pleased with that. Very, very happy I bought a yard of this fabric because I can use it for a lot of different things. So this one's a lot slower to stitch than what I originally thought. So it comes out, but it doesn't come out as much as some of the others do just because it requires a lot of attention. I often don't have a lot of attention. And then I wanted to stitch on a couple summery things. So I pulled out from Country Cottage Needleworks the Beach Boardwalk ice cream shop. And now here's the thing with this one. I ordered the charts to be automatically shipped to me from Fat Quarter Shop, and it says that the last month, which was shipped in December, was shipped. I don't remember seeing it, and it's not in my bag. I don't know where it is. I'm hoping it got to me and it's just tucked away somewhere, but I may have to buy that one again. Thank God these patterns are not terribly expensive, but still, the idea that I have to spend money on something that I can't find irritates me. But I was working on the ice cream shop. I am stitching this on the called for linen fabric, which is 32 count star sapphire linen. It is linen. And this is where I'm at. So I was able to finish the building, do the door, start working on the inside awnings and the seats or the pedestals. I think it's like an ice cream counter. I finished the bunting at the top, and I'm starting to work on the boardwalk. I mean, I have a little bit of white to add here, and I think there's some white in here too, so I think I'll pull this out for a while and keep stitching on it. If by the end of the summer I could get a good chunk done with this one and move into the next one, that would make me really happy. And this one, it's gonna be long and narrow. I decided to stitch it in all one piece. I think it will be fun. And I'm using all the called for, which is a couple of DMC and then the Classic Colorworks. So real pretty, fun, beachy color palette. I pulled out an autumn stitch. I am stitching this one right here on the cover, Be Thankful by Crochet A Go-Go from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine from fall 2023. And when I'm done, I think I'm going to stitch this one back here. I'm stitching this on 46 count artiste embroidery linen, and you know, it's really not that difficult to stitch on. I'm loving the way the stitches are looking. They're very little, and I'm using the called for flosses. Nice fall palette. And here's where I'm at. So this week I added the little red berries. I haven't done the little branches that it's attached to. And then I started working on thankful, the word. And I love the way it's turning out. It's just going to be really, really nice. I was thinking originally a pillow finish. Now I'm not so sure what I'm going to do with it, but whatever it is, it'll be perfect for fall. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it finished by fall, but if I focus on it a little bit this summer, I might get closer than what I think I would. Does that make sense? Probably should put this in a bigger bag, but I ran out of bags, so I put it in my autumn stitching with the Housewives. I think this week was a lot of let's pull smalls out that you haven't spent a lot of time on lately and let's get it done. I'm pulled out Birds of a Feather by Anabella's, and this is February. Oh, goodness bless you. And I'm only stitching the birds because I might want them out more than just February. And I'm stitching this on a mystery fabric, but it's tiny. And here I am. So I got the bluebird pretty much done, with the exception of I've got another yellow color to put at the base of that, or at the tip of that wing. And then of course his eyes and beak and feet. I don't know, is there black lining him? No. So he's pretty much done, and now I can work on the little pink bird next. I think this will be a pretty quick stitch to finish. It doesn't take very long. This is what I worked on for a little bit of time on Thursday before I went to work to stay the night all night. So it was fun. She has a bird series, Birds of a Feather series that's going for the whole year. I haven't purchased any of the other ones. I think I'm just purchasing the ones that I really, really like. The next time I purchase from Anabella's, I'm going to purchase the one for July because it's an eagle in a circle, and it's really nicely done. So I think I'm going to get that one. Uh-oh. Okay, my Friday focus. I want to finish this booklet, and I thought I only had one chart left to do, which is this house here. And then I was counting last night, and I realized I still have this Winter Wonderland pillow to do. But I worked on this. I only had the door and the candy canes done and the base of it done. I'm stitching this whole series on Anthracite Linen 40 Count by Zweigart. I am using the called for colors. Real pretty. He's biting flies. They irritate him, so he bites them. Tries to get them. So last night, for just a couple hours, I did some stitching, and I got the bottom half of the little house done. So if Fridays go the way I want them to go, this should be done by next week. I am off next Friday. We decided to close the office. It's a really low attended week for us, anyways, and with there only being a handful of campers there, and with the 4th of July being on a Thursday this year, I just said, you know what, let's just close the office Thursday and Friday. Thursday's a paid holiday. Friday will be unpaid, but if you want to use vacation time, you can. And I think everybody's pretty happy about that. So I might be able to get this one done. Although I might spend next weekend stitching on Patriotic. We'll see how I feel. Point being, this one really should only take no more than 2 more Fridays, but I'm pretty sure if I got stitching early enough on it, if I was able to stitch in the morning and then start early in the evening, I would be able to knock that one out, I think. All right. Stitching with the Housewives May. The one that I stitched on all night long on Thursday. I'm a little bummed I didn't get it finished, but I always overestimate how much I can actually get done. I mean, I had poor lighting. I was stitching by lantern. In fact, I will post a picture of my setup when I first started. And you'll actually be able to see how far I got. In certain lights, I look at this and I'm like, ooh, and my floss is dirty. But this is toasted marshmallow, or is it bamboo? It's bamboo. So now I'm wondering, gosh, did I get it dirty stitching? Maybe it's not my best plan. But here we are. So I added the orange flowers. I added the green, and I finished this green leaf. I added the white to those leaves. Up at the top, I did that little garland. I filled in the birdseed container. I filled in the white on the little birdhouse over here, and I started working on filling in the scale. I filled in also the little bird wings with the orange. And yes, this all took about 8 hours. Let's remember, stitching by lantern light. And I did have to get up several times and, walk around, and, teenagers will push the envelope just a little bit. So I had to, get up a couple times and wrangle them back to doing what they were supposed to be doing. Anyway, so, I moved this one along. I am happy with the progress. I feel like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel with this month, the May. Okay, haul. I think it was the Teresa Kogut pattern that really kind of sent me over the edge. Go get your ball. Go get your ball. You gonna say hi? The chicken? I need to prop it up, and I was struggling with that quite a bit. So I decided I would buy, and you've seen these, but I decided I would buy one of these stands. I think it could be a cookbook stand or a music stand, or and it's got these louvered things on the back, and this props right in, so you've got several different angles you can prop it up at. And then it's not spring reactive, so you can hold it down or you can put it up and it will hold your piece in place. And so I've been using this this week, and I like it. I think this is the small one. I think they have a large one, but I couldn't find the large one in a color that I wanted, and I wanted something fun. I didn't want black, so I opted to try the small one. Plus, this one will fit into most project bags just perfectly. So if I ever needed to travel with it, I could stick it in a project bag. So I bought this My grand old flag came in from farm farm girl dry goods, farmhouse dry goods. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But this one was on back order, so that came in. I'm so excited. I think this is last year's chart. It doesn't say. But I like that. Finally, punch needle and primitive stitcher came in. We've all been seeing this one. Yes, of course. I want to stitch her. And then the male counterpart to this is in Teresa Kogut's new summer release book, which is patriotic. So I'm contemplating that one. I didn't have to rush right out and buy it, but I am contemplating that one. Jan Hicks submitted this, and I think it's kind of fun. I like that. Manny Di Donna. God shed his grace on thee. A lot of green. A lot of green in them there hills. A punch needle whale's tail. Patriotic basket, and then the little key fob, or not key fob. I guess it could be a key fob, but it's the scissor fob. Bountiful blooms. Sunflower salt box. I like that one too. So many good things. Oh, get to see that. This I thought was interesting. It's a sampler fragment, so it's just part of a sampler. And I thought, oh, how interesting. It's an interesting concept. And then, of course, the belle of the ball, right? Miss Liberty. Punch needle chickens. Well, chicken and a rooster and pigs. Cat mug. Now, there are 4 cats in here. I'm thinking of keeping one orange, and then I'm thinking of changing one to black and white like my Macy, and then making one a tabby. Then there's Chanel. Maybe I need to change a couple of them. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm keeping the cats orange with the one black one. I might do a calico. We'll just have to wait and see. Really cute. Poppy. It's so nice. Siren Serenade. Siren Serenade. Country Sheep. This one's really cute. It's a punch needle, but it's punched in 2 halves and then sewn together and stuffed. I I think that sounds like a wonderful challenge. It's really cute. Blue house sampler. And then the cover, Pride Blooms. Pretty. A lot of really fun things. Now, this year for vacation, we're going to Washington D.C. and we are going to drive down to Colonial Williamsburg for, I don't know, I'm thinking a couple of days, but I haven't quite worked out the itinerary yet. But I saw an ad in here. Yes. Can I do this without? Look, an LNS in Williamsburg, Virginia. So I told my husband, I said, can we stop? No. I'm like, can we stop? I'm sure we'll stop. It'll be close enough to my birthday. I may make him buy me some stuff. So that just kind of popped up at me. So I was kind of excited about that one. Because it looks like a nice shop with like a lot of selection. So I was happy to have that. And then the one that I fell in love with, it's So Happy. I'm sure y'all have seen it. I had to have it. I bought the fabric and the finishing kit. And the finishing kit came with the backing fabric, a piece of wool felt, the trim, and this time she used dinky dyes, and it's a beautiful yellow, but the Summer Quaker by Primrose Cottage. I may have to start this one tonight. It's so cheery and happy, and I love it. And this is the finishing kit, but let me show you how yummy the dinky dyes are. I love dinky dyes. I went down that rabbit hole with one of my pieces, and I'm addicted. But look at how pretty that yellow is. It's a sunflowery yellow, variegated with highlights and lowlights. I think I have to start it. I really, really do. And then I bought a fat quarter of the 25 count Laguna in white. This seems like a big fat quarter. Oh, I guess it's not. Plenty. I could probably do 5 or 6. I may have to start this one tonight. And that's pretty much it. I have really been proud of myself. I've exercised quite a bit of control. I've been thinking about not so much an anniversary stitch. My anniversary is July 31st. But I have been starting to think about a birthday stitch, which seems a little like a start, I should say. Seems a little ridiculous because I have not finished my birthday start from last year or the year before, and I haven't finished my anniversary start from last year. Actually, I did 2. I did it because it was 30 years last year. I did the hands-on design celebrate the years for 30. So I did start that and finish that before we got to 31 years. But the other one, it isn't done yet. So I don't know if I'm going to start another one for our anniversary or not. But I would like to start one for my birthday. I would like for it to be a big one. Um, it makes me a little nervous. I, I'm really trying to work through some of my whips and get them down to a more manageable number. Um, I do want to also next weekend start or work on some patriotic stitching. I kind of want to dedicate the whole weekend to that, or 90% of the weekend to that, so we'll see how that works out. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I watched Lindy's Stitches Flosstube today, and they added some long dog sampler charts to their shop. There is a long dog sampler chart that I have been thinking about off and on. It's giant. It's going to be giant, um, but it's based on Norse mythology, and I'm part Norwegian, so I thought that could be fun. Um, I don't have the chart, but I could order it. But I also have other things in here, other Quakers that I could start that would be a challenge. Um, so I don't know. I think also it would be fun to start something that was smaller and actually have a birthday finish, maybe even before my next birthday. Um, so I'm not really sure what I want to do. I've just kind of been pondering and thinking about it. Um, do you have any thoughts? Like, is there a chart that's jumping out at you that you want to stitch? Um, I really, I don't want to buy a new chart necessarily, but I would if the right chart came along. Um, what are your thoughts? What are y'all stitching? What are you all kitting up, getting ready to stitch? I think that it could be interesting and fun to see what everybody's looking at, and maybe that will help me come to a decision. I've got a few weeks before I have to really start buckling down and finding supplies, so it gives me some time to really ponder and think about it. But I am curious. That is it for me. This week's a short week at work, 3 days. I do have to go in early on Monday, so I'm hoping I will be able to leave early on Monday. I don't know, we'll see. If not Monday, maybe another day during the week. I'll be able to cut out a little early. And yeah, that's it for me. Weather has been really, really hot. You would think that it's the end of the summer with all of the issues that we've had the first 2 weeks of camp with campers. I mean, we've had the two hottest weeks of summer so far, the first 2 weeks of camp. So it's been a rough couple of weeks with some of the things that don't pop up until later in the summer. But when you've got little kids and they're not used to being out in a 5-acre camp in, almost 90-degree heat, it takes a toll. So hopefully it will be a little bit cooler this week. I still want it to be warm, but it could be a little cooler for the kids' sake anyways. Anyways, I think that's it for me. Let me know what you are stitching, or what you are thinking about kitting up, or what you want to do for your if you're doing a birthday start this year or an anniversary start this year. I would love to see what you guys are doing and what you're thinking about. Other than that, have a great week. Enjoy the 4th of July. Be safe. We are going to my cousin's for a little barbecue. In fact, that reminds me, I need to text her and what do I need to bring? My husband has it off. He wasn't supposed to have it off, but he was able to get the day off. So that'll be nice for him. I get to stay home on Friday, and my goal is to spend Friday. I need to make my niece a birthday card. She's a July 2nd baby. And I want to start, I really want to finish my cross stitching that weekend too. So one birthday card and cross stitch finishing and stitching. That's what I plan on doing this week. So until next time, have a great week. Happy 4th of July. Stay safe. Eat lots of good food, and stitch a lot. Until next time, happy stitching. Bye.